and welcome to another episode of the JK Cast with Justin and Keely. This is episode number 12.
Wow.
Yeah, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty well. Had to work on a Saturday, but it wasn't the worst. What about you?
Not bad. I didn't have to work today. So while you were gone, I edited some.
Yeah.
But, I understand you have to work on, especially since
The
the
snowstorm.
snowstorm kind of messed things up.
And then the fire.
Oh, yeah. There's a fire at your work.
Mm-hmm. Have to make up for some lost time trying to get my PTO back.
Yeah, which is completely understandable. It was just kind of upsetting that, like, we don't have a lot of free time, and so we were trying to record on Saturday. And we did get a lot of recording done today.
Yeah, we got all The Witcher done. We'll have this. All we have left is...
I guess we can say it.
Pikmin tomorrow.
This comes out after Pikmin starts.
Yes. Monday we're going to start
Tuesday.
We're not going to do Monday.
No, because we missed a day with Super Bunny Man, so we have a Super Bunny Man coming out on Monday.
All right, well, Tuesday we are starting our Pikmin playthrough. I'm very excited.
So Tuesday in the future for us, previous to when this drops on YouTube.
Right. So yesterday, if you're listening to it, the day it came out, yesterday we started our Pikmin series.
Yes.
I'm very excited for it. I started playing it on our trip to Puerto Rico a few months ago. It's very fun.
Yeah. That was the first time you ever played Pikmin?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. I shouldn't be surprised by all these things, like you playing video games for the first time when, like, you didn't, like, grow up playing video games.
Yeah, like all I had as a kid was a Wii, and then I got my Nintendo 3DS, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I had Mario 64, Nintendogs, and, like, one of those cooking games. And, like, a brain teaser game.
Oh, that's strange.
There's, like, puzzles and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, but it does suck, like, when you're, like, gone on a Saturday or, like, whatever. Like if we want to, like, do something, like, we don't do much now with the pandemic, whatever. It takes time out of the free time that we use to, like, record or edit or something.
Yeah.
So that's always
shitty. Because tomorrow I'm going to go spend some time with my sister, so we don't have tomorrow, to work on stuff. I shouldn't be gone all day, but it takes away some of our time to get stuff done for the channel.
Yeah, we did plan on, like, waking up early.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully we can actually do that.
I hate it.
You're so bad at waking up.
Takes my weekend away. I'll just make up for that by going to work at, like, 10. I think I can only have this reputation because I do, like, a very good job, and I do work a lot of extra hours every week, no matter what. Even if I go to work late, like, I'll stay even later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have this reputation at work where, like, a couple days a week, I'll get there at, like, 10. And everyone's just like, it's just normal. And they're not complaining about it,
Well, yeah, because you don't...
Because we have multiple shifts where I work, and I do my more than my fair share of work. So they all just, like, joke around about it. They're like, you're just strolling in here. You don't do anything. But
yeah, well, it's not like you show up at, like, 10 and leave at 5.
Yeah.
You're there for a good while.
Yeah, and, like, act like I worked a full day.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I'll show up at 10, like, leave at 10.
Right now, both sipping on some drinks. What are you drinking?
You asked me while I'm drinking. I am drinking a Jack and Coke. It's our last one.
Yeah.
That we have ingredients for. Our liquor's getting pretty low. Haven't gone shopping in a while.
We just really haven't been drinking liquor.
We've been drinking some liquor.
Some.
But we haven't gone shopping in a while.
Like, not
we
enough.
Usually go to the liquor store, like, every couple months.
Yeah.
And it's been a while, I think.
I guess the last time we went was...
Thanksgiving?
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Thanksgiving?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right. I just went to the liquor store.
But you did it to get, like...
I did it because
sake.
I was craving some sake.
Mm-hmm.
And
it wasn't for, like, a restock.
No, it wasn't. There was another reason I went. I went to get Coke Zero because we still had a little bit of Jack, and we try not to drink a lot of sugar.
Right.
So
and I hate Diet Coke.
You don't like the taste of Diet Coke. I don't mind it, but I was trying to find Coke Zero. In our local grocery store, since, like, the snowstorm, they've been out a very strange thing. They've been out
every time there's, like, something going on, like, in the beginning of the pandemic.
When all the toilet paper and paper towel thing was going on.
Coke Zero's gone. I don't
Zero.
get it. Are there that many healthy people around, or is there just not much of it?
I wouldn't say healthy.
Or is there just not much of it to begin with?
No, I mean, Coke Zero, Diet Dr. Pepper, Diet Coke, those are the sodas that take up the most aisle space at our grocery store.
Honestly,
I just think it's in such high demand.
Think that Coke Zero tastes better than normal Coke. I've just never liked how Coke tastes.
Yeah, you don't like Coke.
It's like way too sweet for me.
You're a Texas girl. You're a Dr. Pepper girl.
Oh, hell yes.
Dr. Pepper is not as good as Coke.
Dr. Pepper all the way, baby. You don't even understand. Fucking Minnesotan over here.
I'm not from Minnesota.
Well, you act like it.
I think
you should like Dr. Pepper.
Pepsi, honestly.
Well, you should like Dr. Pepper.
I don't dislike Dr. Pepper,
what I was saying...
Coke's way better.
What I was saying is Coke Zero is better than Coke.
Well, that's just wrong.
I don't think so.
I love
Coke.
And
I will even drink Coke Zero over Dr. Pepper because I think Coke Zero has a very good flavor. And no sugar.
Yes.
So I'll choose that over even Dr. Pepper most of the time. Except for when my desk mate is obsessed with Dr. Pepper.
Oh,
and and she, when I first started working with her, I hadn't had soda at all in like 3 years. And she just asked me every day if I wanted a Dr. Pepper because she takes Dr. Pepper breaks every day. And so every day she was just like, do you want Dr. Pepper? Like, I'm going to go take a Dr. Pepper break. And Dr. Pepper is before that, when I drank soda a lot when I was a kid and stuff, Dr. Pepper is like my all-time favorite soda. And so it always sounded so good. And I was like, no, I don't drink soda. And she's like, ew, what? And so she would just go get it. She'd be drinking it, whatever. And just over time, like, I think I had a really bad day, like maybe like a month in to working there. And she asked if I wanted Dr. Pepper. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I do. And she like bought it. You know, first one's always free. She bought it for me. And now I'm like right back in.
Wow.
It's an addiction.
Oh, yeah, of course it is.
Right now, because she's pregnant, she brings Dr. Pepper from home. So like she buys like a thing of bottles. And every morning, she always gets there before me. As I said, I get there very late. Every morning we'll get there before me and she'll put like 2 Dr. Peppers in the fridge. And then when it's time for a Dr. Pepper break, she's like, so I put 2 in the fridge. You don't have to drink it. Do you want it? I've been about 50-50 on accepting the offer.
I find that people that like really like Dr. Pepper,
yeah,
or people that like Dr. Pepper, they like really like it.
It's amazing.
I've never met someone that's like Coke.
Doesn't your sister like Dr. Pepper?
Oh yeah, she loves Dr. Pepper. But I've never met someone that likes Coke as much as someone that many people that I've seen have as much as they like Dr. Pepper. I don't know why.
Where's like the Coke factory? Like, where do they make that? Is it in Atlanta?
Oh yeah, I think so.
I've been there.
To the Coke factory? Or
to the
Atlanta?
Factory, yeah. I just didn't remember where it was. Yeah, I went to the Coke factory. I think my sister had like a volleyball tournament or something. And so my mom and I were like in Atlanta.
At the Coke factory?
No, in Atlanta.
Oh, don't. Okay.
And so my mom and I were like exploring the town or whatever while she was doing like team activities. I think that's when I went.
Okay.
I don't think I've been to Atlanta any other time.
How was it?
I think I remember it being really cool. It was back when it was like a really big deal to like get your name on like a bottle or whatever. And I have a unique name, so like they would
like
print,
custom made it.
Yeah,
oh
yeah, it was cool.
I don't know if I ever got one with my name on it.
I feel like you have such a basic bitch name.
That's so.
You would have gotten
I didn't have
it.
a basic bitch
You
name.
would have gotten it pretty
J
easily.
was the last letter added to the English alphabet.
Okay, but Justin.
I don't think it's as common as John or Joseph or Jason.
I guess you're right.
Well, I can't even think of another name that starts with a J.
Jeffrey.
Oh, Jeffrey. Jeff. That's pretty common.
My name is Jeff.
Janderson. Justine. Jessica.
Well, those are women's names.
Jennifer. Ginny.
Oh, you said Jennifer, and I was like,
Jennifer.
No. I was like, that's such a strange sounding name. Whose name is that? I was like, that's the more common name. I've just been hearing Yennefer so many times since we're playing The Witcher. I was like, Jennifer. Wow.
Like, that's so weird.
Words are crazy. I don't think I have a basic bitch name.
Okay. Maybe not bitch. Maybe like the male version of bitch.
I don't think it's basic. I don't
think it's basic?
I'm not disagreeing with the bitch part.
I think Justin is a very common name.
You think it's a common name? No, I don't think so.
I feel like everybody's met a Justin. And it's like on TV.
That's how you judge a common name?
And it's like on TV all the time. Like in the show, there's always a character, even if it's like some random side character that's named Justin.
Always?
Yeah. And it's always a dick.
Yeah, that's what I hate. Like in movies and TV shows, Justin's either like some douchebag or
like
just
a villain.
Or like a villain. Just like some asshole always.
Yeah.
I'm like, God damn it.
Like, or even if it's like not even like a main character, it's just like some random dude. And like he's not even like doing anything bad. But you just like the look of him.
Yeah, like the way he's like dressed.
All he tells you is like, oh, she's standing over there. But just like the look of him, you're like, you're a douchebag.
Yeah. Right? I hate that.
Every time someone's named Justin on a show, real life Justin over here, he's just like, why do they always name him Justin?
Yeah, I'm like,
He's so angry.
What was that at the beginning of like Despicable Me 2?
Yeah.
The one with, it must have been 2. Where who are the guy in the oranges? He like steals the pyramid or something.
Oh.
And like the beginning, they've got like that obese couple, and they've got their childhoodly obese kid running around, and his name was Justin.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking hated that.
You're like, damn it, not again.
Yeah.
My name is being tarnished.
Yeah, it always sucks. But I don't think it's...
Okay. So my deskmate and I, she's quite pregnant. And we were talking about the whole like naming process, like naming a kid. And she's saying it's quite a lot of stress.
Really?
Yeah, obviously.
I can imagine.
Yeah. And it's like she was talking how she always imagined it would be kind of like you'd hear a name and you'd be like, that's it. That's the name. You know, like kind of how people talk about, you know, when you find your wedding dress, like you put it on, you're like, this is the one. Like you just know. And she was like, she was saying she didn't really experience that with her last kid. Like, it was just like they kept talking about different names and trying to compare them to each other. And it was like very much like, well, which one's the best, I guess?
Yeah, right.
And it was just ultimately like what they ended up agreeing on. Like, they couldn't find one that they thought was better than this one that they had. And so she was wondering if like other people have that moment where they're just like, they hear a name, they're like, that's the one.
I get maybe. I'm sure some people do, but I feel like all the people I've known that have had children, they just like, even before like the kid was born, they already had like kind of an idea of what the name was going to be.
Right.
I mean, like even before they got pregnant.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people will have like ideas for themselves, like what they want their name, like their kids to be named, whatever, and they'll like have those ideas even before like they have a significant other. But I think when you add a whole other person in there that has their own life experiences, maybe with people named those names,
see, that's always like
that it really
shitty.
Screws shit up.
I've always thought like, God, it must be terrible to be a teacher and have a kid.
Right.
Like, what the hell are you gonna name it?
Right.
Because
you're like, all these kids are shitty.
Yeah, right.
But we were also talking about like, you know, you want to avoid any first name that's going to like work together with the last name to like create something that they can be made fun of for.
Oh, yeah.
Or like any initials or.
What's that like?
Like, I mean, my maiden name is Pike. And let me tell you, it took the kids a really long time to wisen up to the fact that Pike rhymes with dyke.
Oh, they did figure that out? Wow.
It took them quite some time. I don't know if they just didn't know the word, but they got there, man, and it was brutal.
I thought that you were going to say that pike is a type of fish. No. It's a dope type of fish, though.
Yeah. I just think maybe they weren't smart enough in elementary school, so that wasn't really what they
Well, also, dyke's
went
kind
towards.
Of an outdated term.
Yeah.
Is it offensive? Should we bleep that out?
Yeah. Just like the I sound.
Ooh, I don't know. I'll look into that.
Yeah, you look into that. But it was not fun. So she was working on that, and also, you know, like the initials, like if the initials are like cow or something, that's not great.
Oh, yeah.
Then we were also talking about like giving your child a more like common name versus a more unique name, like the benefits to either, because I have a more unique name. Obviously, my name's Keely. It's a little different, I guess.
Yeah, it's not that common, but also you spell it differently than other Keelys.
I feel like it's like half-half, because
Really?
the Keely characters that like I've seen like in shows are usually LY. Like they have Keelys on SNL sometimes in sketches. It's really weird.
You think it's weird?
I think it's really weird because I like never have seen my name in media.
I was like,
and when I'm like watching an SNL sketch and they are like yelling Keely, like this one, there's this one sketch where the guy, there's like this really wealthy old man like watching a play that he funded, and his nurse's name is Keely. Throughout the play, like he needs like different medicines and like his socks changed and stuff, and he keeps like yelling at her. He's like, Keely, change my socks.
yeah, wow.
And so like I'll like be like watching it while I'm doing like washing my face or something, and I'll just hear them yelling Keely, and I'm like, oh fuck, what's going on?
What?
So I have more of a unique name. Keep interrupting me. I have more of a unique name.
What did I interrupt you about?
I was saying that I have more of a unique name, and my desk mate has more of a like common name. Like she had like 4 people on her soccer team when she was growing up that all had the same name. We were talking about like what would a kid rather have, you know, like what, because that's something also to consider, you know, like am I like making them have a life where they always aren't the only one, and you know they have to like go by their last name, or somebody comes up with a crappy nickname for them, or if you give them a unique name, you know, there's never like those personalized things for them. They're more likely to get picked on because their name is like different. You know what I mean? So we're like talking about different stuff. What are your opinions
feel
on
like
unique
it's fine
versus
having
common?
Unique name. I don't. As long as it's not. As long as you know you hear it and you're like, oh, that's a name. You know, like other people have had that name. But what I hate about like parents nowadays when they do unique names is they'll take a common name, but they'll spell it differently.
Oh my God, we talked about that.
I hate that.
It is the worst thing you can do to your child.
Yeah. Because I'm just like, why just, I don't
just
understand
name them
the
something
logic
else.
Name them something
If
unique.
you want it to be different, make it different. Don't name him Haley, Heightley. Like, what's wrong with you? That poor child.
Don't name him ABCDE and it's pronounced like Absidy or something. Did you hear that story?
No, what?
This mother was trying to board a flight with her child, and the child had a boarding pass, and the name was ABCDE. And like obviously, like the people thought it was like a mistake and whatnot. She's like, no, that's my child's name. It's pronounced Absidy.
No, that's so stupid.
Yeah. I'm just like, why would you do that to your kid? Why have a kid? Did you find out you were pregnant and like
the day of the labor,
or like the husband, or not husband, but just the father was like some asshole, like abusive, and like you hated yourself for being born, you hated the kid for being existing, and so you're like, I'm gonna fuck with it, and you name it Absidy.
It's so fucked up.
I know. Don't do that to your kids.
Oh my gosh. Every time I see like one of those names that's just like spelled wrong, and I get like it's modern. We're in modern society. Like it's not spelled wrong. It's just spelled differently.
Yeah.
It's stupid. Okay.
Yeah, but some of them are like real.
There's some of them are stretches. Like the one I told you, Haley. Like there's people named that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It's too much. Just give your kid a unique name. Don't give them a normal name and put like your own spin on it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I feel like it's like a Utah. It's like a trend that started in Utah from what I read.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never been to Utah. They seem like a lot of basic people up there. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. This was a while ago, but we got on some other track. Well, because I went to the grocery store to get groceries. And I was also.
Oh wow! Really?
Don't fucking Owen Wilson this conversation.
Oh wow!
Wow. So
at the grocery store? That's crazy.
God damn it! And so we were talking about Coke Zero and all the diet sodas being out.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck! Like it's been a while, and like
it's been like 2 weeks since we've been able to like find it.
Yeah, and so I was like, I wanted to get some just so that we could use the last of the Jack, make Jack and Cokes, whatever. Just have something other than like
drink.
milk and water to drink or whatever. And so I was like, you know what? I've also been craving some sake. So I'm going to drive to the liquor store that's not that far away. And they have like a mixer aisle, which they have like sodas.
Yeah.
So I was like, maybe they'll have something. And so I actually went and they had one 2-liter bottle of Coke Zero left. That was it. They had a bunch of regular Coke. All the instances where like Diet Coke has been out and Diet Dr. Pepper, regular Dr. Pepper, regular Coke is still there.
Yeah.
So I think Diet's actually in more demand. So, but I was at the liquor store getting sake, and while I was there in the sake aisle, it's not even an aisle. It's just like a shelf, like like 4 shelves, like one unit.
Yeah.
And it's mixed with sake, other Japanese like spirits and whatnot, and then also a thing called plum wine. And that's
wine.
Yes, that's what I'm sipping on right now.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about that.
Some plum wine. It's delicious. You tried some.
Yeah, it's for me. It's very, very, very sweet.
It's sweet and fruity, and it's got a molasses sweetness.
And I prefer
a little dry and bitter in back, but
less sweet things.
Yes, but the reason I got it, I was like, whoa, it's just something new to try, whatever.
Yeah, it was an interesting taste. Definitely tastes like plum.
But on the back of the bottle, and just like kind of in general, because it's not made with grapes and it's completely different like process than traditional wine is made in. I can't drink regular wine because the sulfites give me like headaches.
Yeah.
And I'm not dealing with that bullshit. But this one was like, oh, no sulfites.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, and I've always wanted to like wine, like regular wine. And like I do. It
took you a while to figure out that like the sulfites were what was going on.
It did take me a while.
Because you were always like, I just want to like wine, but like it always makes me feel terrible.
Yeah, I just thought I was getting like hangovers.
Yeah.
But it was just like from the sulfites, which was
like,
it took me a long time to figure out. I just had to like figure out on my own.
Yeah.
But plum wine doesn't have any sulfites.
That's really cool.
Yeah. And it's fucking delicious. But if you're looking to try plum wine, you get some plum wine. It's made from Japanese plums. It's called like ume, U-M-E.
All right.
I don't know how it's pronounced in Japan. But so they're a different kind of plum than you would like go to like the grocery store and buy a plum. Just wanted to point that out.
Can't make it yourself, folks.
I know you can like brew beer yourself. Can you do wine yourself?
I assume so.
Right?
Yeah, you just have to like buy the stuff.
You need a barrel though. Like wine has to be stored in barrels.
Yeah.
You got to get the tannins, right?
Yeah.
I guess you got to buy a barrel.
Got to buy a barrel. You have to have areas for the fruit to dry and then to mush it and strain. We've been talking recently about wanting to go to Japan in the future.
Right, yeah.
Me personally, I love traveling like so much, and I love planning trips. And since we can't really go much of anywhere because of the pandemic, I've been like planning a lot of trips and like keeping them in my notes folder.
Like you're planning your hypothetical trips, yeah.
Yeah, like I planned a trip to it's like Arizona, Utah area to go to some national parks and some Bureau of Land Management parks and walk around, do some cool shit. And so I have like that trip planned. It's in my notes folder. I have a trip to like go skiing in Colorado on like a 3-day weekend planned. And so now I was starting to look into Japan because Justin and I were talking about how cool it would be, to take a trip to Japan. Like some of our favorite YouTubers have gone and they love it. And they they vlog it and it's really cool.
And we've also never been to a place where like we've been to Europe.
Yeah.
And there's places where they don't speak English, but like for the most part, they'll understand you or maybe speak a little English.
I think it's just like, it's not a Western place.
Yeah.
Like we've never gone to a place where like the culture is just like
completely
inherently like different.
Yeah.
So I think that would be a really cool trip. And there's so much stuff like, there were things in Japan that like I already knew I wanted to do, but now that I've been doing research, I'm like, oh my God, like I want to go everywhere.
Yeah. But the problem with like doing a trip to Japan, we'd have to wait till like much later just because
because we want to experience it all.
A big part of like what I see in like Japan is like nightlife and or like restaurants and stuff like that. And that's a no-go right now.
I know. Part of the fun for me is really like planning the trips. Like I get a lot of joy out of that, and it's been kind of like appeasing me since we can't like go on trips. But then when it gets to a certain point, I'm just like sad. that I have like this awesome trip that I want to take.
Damn, that
I don't even
cool.
have like airplane tickets. But I was doing research into, Japan's like COVID situation. And I didn't know this. I found this out when I was like reading into it. Japan is still planning on hosting the Summer Olympics this year.
Yeah, they postponed it from last year to this year.
Yeah. And so they're currently their nation is closed to visitors, but they're planning on opening up in early April after doing mass vaccine distribution. So I think their plan is like to vaccinate their people.
Yeah.
And then open up the country and be like, even if tourists come, like our citizens are safe or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what that whole thing will be. But I mean, there's still like 130 countries in the world that haven't even gotten vaccines yet.
Yeah.
Like any vaccines. Even if all of your people are vaccinated, if the whole world doesn't get vaccinated, then new mutations and stuff are going to be
right
made to the virus and not these other places that can't afford to get vaccinated.
The Johnson & Johnson vaccine.
Did it get approved?
Yeah, I think it was just approved by the FDA.
Wow.
Yeah. I was reading all the numbers and I realized I was like, I don't really understand what the other numbers for the current vaccines are.
Oh, yeah?
Because they said under the Johnson, what's different about the Johnson & Johnson is that it's a one-dose vaccine. And they said it's like a 67.5% less likely to get COVID after getting the vaccine.
I don't think it's an mRNA. Moderna and Pfizer mRNA vaccines.
Oh, okay.
And so that's why it's like much more likely to work. Because it's not recognizing like a strain of the virus, it's recognizing a spike protein on the outside casing of the virus. I think the AstraZeneca and the Johnson & Johnson are traditional vaccines.
Oh, okay.
So they're less likely to be effective.
Yeah. But another thing is like what I've always heard the plan is with the vaccines is like get everybody vaccinated, but also they're working on actual like better vaccines.
Right.
To eventually be like, okay, now that we've...
Yeah, the mRNA is definitely like a Band-Aid. For sure.
Now that, 500,000 Americans have died, it's like, let's get
a handle on it so that we can then attack it and actually have some time. I'm still like 50,000 away from getting my vaccine. I've been on a wait list for months.
That's wild.
I know.
I'm not on the wait list.
You don't qualify yet.
And I'm not qualified for the wait list.
Texas is pretty slow going. We're still in phase 1B. I know a lot of other places in the U.S. are to 1C.
If you ask 50% of Texans like how they're handling pandemic, they'll ask what pandemic.
Stop. I did walk into a restaurant the other day, and I was like kind of freaked out because I was like, nobody's wearing masks, and I realized there were only like 3 people, and 2 of them were eating their dinner. So I was like, okay, so they don't have to wear masks.
Right.
I was like, I guess it's okay. And then I looked, and the guy that was behind the counter, like making the food, was also not wearing a mask. And I was like, whoa.
Well, hold on.
I was like, no, that's definitely wrong.
I remember at the very beginning of the pandemic, I forgot to wear a mask in a business place. And it was like right at the time like where people were like fighting security guards and like destroying property because they weren't allowed in because they wouldn't put on a mask.
Yeah.
And I felt like such an asshole.
You thought like the store clerks like definitely thought you were that kind of person.
Yeah. And I was like, I'm not. I was like, I legitimately just forgot. I was like in such a rush because what had happened was I was playing golf.
Yeah.
And because I'm a white guy. And
I was going to say that.
I always say that when because I never like talk about golf.
Yeah.
And so like when it does come up, I'm talking to somebody. I was like, oh yeah, I was playing golf the other day and someone mentioned this. And they're just like, golf? Really? I'm like, look at me.
You're like, of course I play golf. Come on.
Leave me alone.
It's like I know my ears pierced and I have tattoos, but like I play golf.
Ears
I'm
pierced,
white.
I have tattoos. My hair is bleached. But yeah, I play
to
golf.
the core, I'm a white man.
You can't
you can't take that out of me.
The white man out of my soul. I was playing golf and I needed a new grip, and so I was like, okay, I'm leaving, and by the time I get home, I can swing by Dick's Sporting Goods and pick up a new grip. And so I was just like in a hurry. I was like exhausted.
Not sponsored.
I was in a hurry. I was just like rushing. I was super tired from just like being in the sun all day. So I was like park my car, I go and I grabbed the grip and whatnot. I talked to like multiple like people, like multiple employees. While as I'm coming down the escalator, I just like realized I'm like, oh, I'm not wearing a mask.
You're like, I'm a piece of shit.
Fuck.
I'm sorry. Do you like pull your shirt over your face? And you're like, I'm sorry.
Did.
I'm sorry. I forget. Please check me out.
Yeah, I was like, ooh. I know. I just like, Dad. I was like, because, it's just like that thing. It's like, it was an honest mistake on my part. And I understand like an honest mistake could have meant like I'm putting people's lives in danger. What I was thinking about in the moment was like, please don't mistake me for one of those people that
don't call security, please. I will just leave if that's what we need to do. Oh, it's so sad.
I know.
Anytime I forget, because I take allergy meds at night and in the morning because my asthma is pretty bad, and I used to like wake up in the middle of the night not being able to breathe because we let the dog sleep in the bed. We're very strong believers of like
letting the dogs
be comfortable.
Well, even more than that, how I view my dog. Some people have dogs and pets, and they don't view them the same way I view our dogs. Like I've been to people's houses and like, oh yeah, that dog's not allowed upstairs, and we'll like stand at the bottom of the stairs when you go up there, and it's like,
and it like misses you.
Yeah,
doesn't know where you're going.
I'm like, that's
or why
crazy.
It can't join you.
And how I think about it is like, if I had a kid,
and you're you're a downstairs kid.
Yeah,
you stay downstairs.
If I had a kid and just be like, hey, like imagine having a conversation with another parent. Both your kids are like 8 years old, and the kid wants to sleep over the other kid's house. And you're talking to parents and like, hey, your kid's gonna sleep over my house tonight. Is that okay? And you're like, yeah, it's fine. Just don't let them on the couch. They're not allowed on the couch. That
I don't want them to get the wrong idea.
CPS in a heartbeat. Like you're a bad parent. You can't do that to a child. I'm not gonna do it to our dogs.
Yeah.
And yeah, it does suck.
And they're so precious.
We have to clean the bed more often. We have to clean the couches more often. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But
also, I want them to be comfortable because dog beds are really expensive, and they will destroy dog beds, but they won't destroy the couch. Like they understand the couch is like permanent.
They understand the couch is still ours.
Yeah.
Like when we give them a dog bed, like it's their
thing. They know what things are theirs.
Yeah.
Like if there's like my shoes and their toys on the floor, they understand that the shoes are mine and the toys are theirs, and they can do whatever they want to the toys.
Yeah.
But like they better not touch the damn shoes.
And they also have their own couch. Like,
yeah, because we have 2 couches. We don't have kids or anything. It's just us. So one of the couches is theirs. Yeah, we never sit on it.
We have a long 3-piece couch, and then a little love seat, and the love seat's theirs. And like, no one sits in it. I mean, sometimes we'll have guests over, but before they come over, we'll clean it.
Yeah, like we'll wash the cover and stuff.
Yeah,
but
I'm not going to deny them.
Yeah, I want them to be comfy. You know, like they just want to sit on soft, nice things like we do.
Yeah.
You know why? Like
because it's comfortable to sit on. They want the same thing.
Yeah. Like why deny them like the one thing that's comfortable in the house to lay on? And honestly, like I would feel better about like the dog beds if they didn't just like destroy the dog beds. Because like I'm not gonna buy they're big dogs. I'm not gonna buy like a $60 dog bed every month.
Yeah, for them to destroy.
Yeah, they love destroying shit.
Yeah, and I guess like we could teach them like whatever.
And if they destroyed the couch,
but also like
I would definitely look into different things, and I wouldn't let them sit on it. But they know
they
to
haven't
respect
destroyed the couch at all.
Yeah.
Another thing about dog beds is that we have 2 big dogs, and if we'd have to get 2 dog beds.
Where are you gonna put them?
Where are we gonna put them? First of all, second of all. Dog beds aren't really that comfortable. Like a lot of them are very like thin, and there's like a thin piece of foam.
Yeah,
and like there's a dog bed. I'm like, no.
And they have their little spots on the couch. It's so precious. Like Kylo, because we have like little arms on the couch, and so Kylo will get up there and she'll do her little circle, and then she'll lay down a little ball, and she'll lean her head over on the armrest of the couch. It's like her little pillow. Oh, it's so cute. How could you stop her from doing that?
How could you tell her no?
Are you a monster? She's so precious.
Yeah.
Castiel just like doesn't understand that the one couch is their couch. And because he always wants cuddles. So
I mean, they're allowed on both couches.
Yeah.
There's a couch that like kind of we don't go on. We just kind of dubbed it their couch because we don't go on it.
Yeah.
Because it faces.
It's not like directly in front of the TV.
To the TV.
I'll sit there sometimes, but I usually am only sitting there because I went to go cuddle the dogs and then they left me.
And then you didn't get up, yeah.
And then they were like, "Oh, there's an opening on the big couch. We'll go over there." I'm like, guys.
It's always so sad when like the dog's laying somewhere and you're like, "Oh, you're so cute." And you want to go.
You want to go be part of it, and they're like.
And then like 30 seconds later, they get up and leave. You're like, damn.
You're like, you're so cute, man.
It's so sad.
I know. Gosh, the dogs are so cute.
They really are. Oh, we just that article you sent me.
I found this scientific article.
Was it actually like a scientific?
It's in quotes, but they claim that it is. Like they claim they did a study. So yeah, they did like a research study on what the cutest breed of dogs are. And keep in mind, this is purebred. It's not taking into account mixed breeds. Because Kylo, is mixed, and she's very cute.
She's so cute.
So cute. So majestic. And they determined through this study that Dalmatians are the cutest breed of dog. And I sent it to Justin. He was like, we already knew this.
Yeah, I was like, this is not new information. They are adorable.
Yeah, our little Cassie boy. He's
especially
so precious.
Our Dalmatian.
I think what makes Cass even cuter than his cute face and his sad eyes and his spots is just his like aggressively loving personality.
His personality is crazy.
It's like the cutest shit I've ever seen.
Dog that wants not even like so much attention, but always wants to be like close to you, like close to like the point of touching you. Yeah,
like I've never seen a dog. I've seen a lot of dogs that like crave attention, whatever.
Yeah.
I've never seen a dog that's like they just want to love you. And they will stop at nothing.
Oh yeah.
To me, like it's not aggressive in like any kind of terms where you'd be afraid of it. It's just like you lean over to give him pets. And he's like, "Yes, this is amazing." And he's like, "Okay, we're taking this to the next level." And then he like puts his paws up on your leg. And because he just wants to be a little higher, he wants to be touching you. So he's like leaning on your leg and you're like giving him pets. He's like, yes. And then he slowly climbs up so that he can give you a full hug with his arms on your shoulders.
Yeah.
And his head like nestled into your shoulder.
He'll like legitimately give you a hug.
He'll legitimately hug you.
He'll like put his arms around you and like pull himself.
And he is so determined with it. That if you try to stop him, it is like a lot of strength that you have to put into it.
He's an 80-pound dog. He's very active. He's very fit.
Yes.
He'll hug you.
And you're like, I don't want to hug Cass. And then he just starts licking your face.
Yeah, he also does a lot of licking.
Mm-hmm. And lots of kisses.
And it's like exclusively the face.
Yes.
Like he will stop at nothing to get to your face.
Yes. Like we do up a lot because we like to pet the dogs a lot and I don't like leaning over. So I'll say up and they're pretty good about like knowing to jump up when we ask them to jump up. Cass will get overwhelmed sometimes when someone comes home, that he hasn't seen in a while.
Yeah.
And he'll jump, but for the most part, they'll only jump up if like we tell them. And so if you like say up and you're holding his paws in your hand and giving him like little pets, he'll just be like licking the air, trying to get at your face. Mm-hmm. And he's like, please lean in.
Yeah.
I want to kiss you.
Yeah. Like if you're laying in bed, he'll jump up there and he'll like for a while until he finally gets it, he'll like put his head, like his nose under your arm and try to like
get up at you. Yeah.
And like put it over him so he can lay down and your arm's on top of him.
Mm-hmm. He just like constantly wants to be like hugged and like kissed and loved. It's so precious.
It is. He sleeps so hard.
So hard.
This morning,
the cutest shit.
He makes so much noise, like vocally.
Mm-hmm.
Like
if you try to move him, he's like,
Like he'll like whine, or he groans, like he'll go.
Yeah.
And
like if he's comfortable and you like move at all, he's like.
He was doing that this morning. Like he was laying up against me, and I started moving. He's like,
please don't do that, Daddy. I'm like,
oh my God, you're so noisy.
And like at night, if Justin and I are cuddling, like I have to like fight with Castiel to cuddle Justin because he always wants to cuddle Justin.
No, he loves it.
And so like if Justin and I are already cuddling and Cass like wakes up, like he was sleeping on the couch or something, he wakes up and he realizes it's bedtime and we didn't get him. He's furious. And so he'll like come in there and jump up on the bed and he has his ears all perked up and he's like making like sounds like He's like trying to assess the situation.
He's like, what's going on?
And he's like looking all around and he's like trying to figure out how to get between us. Yeah. And so he'll like go stand like on top of us, like trying to like, like rustle in between us.
Yeah, he'll like lay on top of us and like shake around to
and when he realizes it's like us. Not working, he just starts whining. And so he'll get up and he'll stand on the bed like near us and he'll like sit there and just go. Yeah. I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like, it's bedtime.
Yeah, it's like, what the hell?
Just go to sleep. And he's like, and so then he'll just start headbutting me.
Yeah, he'll like push his head against you.
I'm like, oh my God.
And
you're crazy.
It's so funny because Kylo's like the exact opposite way.
Kylo like doesn't want to touch you at all. Like she wants to feel the love, but from like a foot away at least.
Yeah, like I mean, she likes to be like get pets. She likes to have her chest scratched a lot.
Oh, she loves to have her chest scratched, but she doesn't want to look at you.
Yeah, she doesn't. She doesn't look at you while she doesn't. She's ashamed. She's like,
She's like ashamed that she's being loved. She's like, I hate it.
Yeah,
but I love the scratches. Yeah, so she'll like sit there, and she'll put her paw on your arm, like if you're like petting her face or somewhere else. She'll put her paw on your arm and like move your hand to her chest, and then when you start scratching her chest, she'll like. Remove her paw and she'll just stand there and like look off into the distance. She's like refuses to make eye contact.
Yeah. One thing she does is like when you're on the bed or I'm on and Cass will like lay exactly on you, like up against you.
Yeah.
She won't even be touching you, but she'll lay near you, and that's like her version of cuddling.
Yeah, she's like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
She'll like share a pillow with me. So like I'm usually laying facing like the wall and she'll lay on like the opposite end of the pillow, or I'll set up one of the shams for her to lay on. She likes laying on the shams. Mm-hmm. And so I'll put that like next to my pillow and she'll do that and she'll be laying down with her head on the pillow and like facing me. It's so cute. She's so precious. She's like, this is everything that I want.
Once she turned 3 years old, she did get a little bit more cuddly.
She got very loving at 3. Previously to 3, she needed to be at least like 3 feet away.
Mm-hmm. Now, if you're like on the couch in our living room, and like if you're laying on the couch or sitting on the couch and you put your hand behind your head and you're like dangling it off the back of the couch, mm-hmm. she'll walk around the back of the couch and like walk
like
under
pet
the
herself
hand, and
with your hand.
She'll like give herself pets with your hand.
It's so funny.
Yeah,
like you're such a smart dog.
Yeah, that's also another thing. It's like she's like, I don't want to say Cass is a dumb dog because I'm pretty sure Cass is really intelligent. He just chooses not to do things.
Yeah, he's like, I'm cute and I'm going to be a cute dummy. I'm going to pretend like I don't understand you.
Kyle's a lot more intelligent.
Yeah, because like the dogs have a bell by the back door that they're supposed to ask to go outside.
Yeah, when they want to go to the bathroom. They can ring the bell and I'm like, oh,
and a few times.
Oh, there she is.
There's a few times Castiel has rung the bell when he's like desperate to go to the bathroom. Mm-hmm. But most of the times he does not ring the bell.
No, he'll just sit near the door.
Sit near the door and just like look at you. So if you're not paying attention to him, like you miss his request.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times if he's just sitting by the door, Kylo will get interested in what he's doing and he'll like have Kylo ring the bell for him.
Yeah.
And it's like he just wants to really pretend like he doesn't know.
Yeah, he just like for some reason like he doesn't like ringing the bell. He just can't be bothered with it. He's like, I'm not doing that.
He hates it touching his nose.
Yeah, he doesn't like it.
He really doesn't like it. Because like I was very like adamant about doing it like every time I let him out, like making him ring it, and he hates it.
Yeah, like if he's like close to it and you try to like
he'll like
coax his head towards the bell, he gets very uncomfortable.
Yeah, he's like nope.
Yeah. So
like he's done it a few times, but he really doesn't like doing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
it's really annoying.
Yeah, Kyle was like the quieter, more intelligent one, the older, more responsible sibling, and Cass is the younger, more animated, noisier,
more expressive.
Yeah, more expressive dog.
He complains.
He does.
Yeah,
you can hear them. I'm sure you can hear that on the mic.
Oh yeah, they're shaking their collars.
Yeah, they just got off the couch.
Yeah, they're like, we heard you guys say our names like 30 times, so we're gonna require some pets now.
I was honestly surprised when we were like doing like the
noises,
crying and the noise, that they weren't like barking or anything.
Oh, he's crying. Do you hear him? He just sighed.
He sighed. He stopped.
He's crying again. He's so loud. Yeah. He makes so many noises. He's like the noisiest dog.
I'll see if I can.
Tell me you can hear that.
I'll see if I can boost that audio right there.
Yeah, like he's just out there crying for attention. He's ridiculous.
And it's so funny just because it's like I've never seen a dog. I grew up
like
having
that.
Dogs, and I've never like seen a dog like that. I've never really had like a dog that was like wanted so much attention, like in such like a
adorable
way. Not even like plain.
He's like, I need it.
He's like, I want like physical cuddles. I want like
like he doesn't care about the playing.
Yeah.
He's like, he much prefers cuddles to anything else.
Mm-hmm.
One more thing about Cass, like it's not just with us. He needs love from everyone that he meets.
Oh,
so like
yeah.
when he
likes
broke his leg when he was
dogs.
a puppy, playing with his sister.
Oh yeah, he broke his leg.
And he was a very strong boy about it. We were very proud of him. We took him to the vet. The vet is over there like moving his leg to see like what's going on, and he's obviously like in so much pain, and he's just like, and so they were like trying to like restrain him pretty well because they knew he was in pain. They didn't know if he was gonna like lash out or something, and he was just like with his head up while they were like moving his leg and stuff, just licking the veterinarian's face the whole time. He's like, hi, you're touching me. I can give you loves.
Yeah.
Let me give you kisses.
When he broke his leg, God, he was in that splint for like 8 weeks, was it?
I felt so bad for the little baby.
I felt bad because like his leg had to be straight the whole time, so he couldn't like run. It was his back, right?
Back left leg?
But he couldn't do all that. But during that time, he got so much sympathy attention from like anybody and everybody.
Oh my gosh. Everybody that saw him when we like took him out, all of the veterinary assistants, they would like the first couple of splints, he had to get resplinted once a week. And then like every 3 weeks, he got new x-rays.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh my God. He's such an expensive dog.
Yeah, it was upsetting.
Yeah. But he, like the first couple times they did his cast, it was just, like whatever color bandage like they used that day. And then for the rest of it, because the vet techs really took a shining to him, so they started like decorating his cast like with different stuff. They'd like put hearts on it of different colors.
Oh yeah, they would like they would have to cut hearts out of like the sticky tape or whatever, and then
stick it down.
So, they like took time out of their day
to like decorate his cast. That was only going to be there for like a few days.
Yeah, he was really he didn't like.
They like spelled his name once. That one didn't last long though.
No. He would chew on it and he would try to run it, and so it would shift around.
Yeah, and I would have to redo it.
Yeah, it was just a whole fiasco. And luckily, the whole reason why he was in a splint was to avoid having surgery. And luckily, he didn't have to have surgery, and everything turned out fine.
Because, I mean, ideally, which is what happened, if it was kept straight enough, it would heal on its own.
Mm-hmm.
And if not, then he would have to get like a screw put in his knee.
Yes.
And, he's a Dalmatian. Dalmatians are very fast, and that would cause him to have limited mobility in his knee and maybe get arthritis when he's older. And so we were really hoping he didn't have to do that.
Yeah,
so.
I'm very glad we didn't have to do that. Yeah, because again,
my poor baby.
You know how upset I would be. One thing that he
I cried
does
so much.
That Kylo does it sometimes too, but he does it all the time, and I think it's like kind of a Dalmatian thing. Is that when he like jogs, he prances.
Oh, it's so cute. He looks like he's not moving. Like his body stays like perfectly still.
Yeah,
it's
very like
floating through the air.
That he's like just like bouncing off of.
Yeah, he's like floating through the air. It's so precious.
If he couldn't do that anymore,
I know
that would be so sad.
I know, it's such a cute thing.
Yeah.
So I'm so happy that he's okay and that he got all of his sympathy loves.
Mm-hmm. And
made him very happy.
Another thing is that when we took him to, Dalmatian's not a common breed at all. We took it when he was getting that done. All like the veterinarians, the vet techs, they were like, not a lot of Dalmatians come in, or very few, and like they were talking about how like every single Dalmatians they've ever met are just such a fucking asshole, and they're like, this one's like so much nicer.
He was like this since he was like a baby. Like the woman that we got him from, like, so I did a veterinary technician program in high school, and so I know a lot about like how to responsibly breed things. I used to breed rabbits, and so I do really believe that you should, for the most part, adopt. We did adopt Kylo from a shelter.
Yes,
but that if you're breeding responsibly to better the breed genetically, then and you're doing it where you limit how many litters a mom can have.
Yes.
And you make sure everyone's healthy, that it's a positive thing overall. So like for Dalmatians, like very common problems with them is hearing and kidney stones. And so the breeder that we went with actually has been doing research into genetics for the breed for a really long time and has actually bred out the high uric acid gene, which causes the buildup of kidney stones and can lead to like severe disease and premature death in a lot of cases in Dalmatians, because they have to eat very specific foods to combat the high amount of uric acid buildup that they'll have. And even sometimes they'll still produce the kidney stones. I know, he's so loud. But she's actually bred this out in her line. And so Cass can do whatever he wants. Like, he's never going to have that problem.
Cass has a normal diet.
Yeah.
Kylo and Cass eat the same food.
And they also do...
He also doesn't have any hearing problems.
He doesn't have any hearing problems. They did hearing tests on him since he was like 2 weeks old. They did like neurological stimulation on like him since he was 1 week old. Like, they have like this whole program. So I think there's definitely... That's why I don't really enjoy like the whole adopt, don't shop
I
movement.
Would like, yes.
Just because I would agree if you're talking about like puppy mills.
Yes, that's
backyard breeding. But like if you're talking about
an
professional, serious breeders that are actually doing good for the breed and breeding out these traits that were caused by backyard breeding and overbreeding, like these inferior genes that were created because people were just doing it to make money.
Yeah.
I think
that's a huge thing that I think needs to be pointed out with the whole adopt, don't shop. I would say 100%, adopt a dog and don't like get it from like a puppy mill and whatnot. And like getting from puppy mill to avoid that is pretty. You just have to do a little bit of research and whatnot into it.
Like the main thing you can't do is just like go on Craigslist and like get the best deal you can find.
Yeah,
you're like, oh, French Bulldog for $400, awesome. When French Bulldogs from breeders are like $4,000. Yeah, it's probably from a puppy mill.
Did you hear that? Real quick, this story. Lady Gaga had her two.
I did hear that. That was so sad.
Yeah, like I don't know how. I didn't read the whole story, but it was like just like a robber, multiple robbers. Shot
her dog walker and took her two bulldogs
while she was walking the dogs and took the two French bulldogs.
It's a man.
Huh?
The dog walker's a man.
Oh. Did I say she? Oh.
He's doing well.
Yeah.
He doesn't have permanent injuries.
Yeah. He survived.
But the dogs are still missing. She has a reward out for them.
Yeah,
so.
but like actually nice like purebred dogs are like expensive and whatnot. That's why you have like dog shows and whatnot that have like really expensive dogs, whatever. Yeah, like because like we've known people, we've had friends that like, you know, when we told them like we got a Dalmatian from a breeder, they were like upset with us that we like and we adopted our first dog and we adopted Kylo.
Yeah.
And one problem that we had when we adopted her was that she had parvo.
Right. And being responsible dog owners, parvovirus is a virus that affects mostly puppies, but because of how it attacks the immune system, even after they've recovered from it, they are contagious for up to 16 weeks. And if you're living in a shared environment, like an apartment complex,
like we were
at the time, if you take them outside and let them go to the bathroom outside, even if you pick up the poop, there's still going to be traces of the virus in the grass, which can get other puppies in the area sick for 14 weeks. And we didn't want to do that because there's a lot of dogs that might not be vaccinated, or a lot of puppies that might not have gone through their full rounds yet.
Especially where we lived.
In an apartment complex. And so we didn't let her do that. We like set up an area like on her balcony and inside for her to go to the bathroom and like
for the first part of it, she was like going to the bathroom on puppy pads.
For literally 4 months, like she couldn't go in public places because she was still contagious. She was still recovering, and like she literally was like a day away from dying at one point.
Yeah, because like we got her, and then
it's a very bad virus.
And she was like fine for the first couple of days, and then she started getting sick. We only have like a couple of days, and we spent a lot of money. From like comparatively what we were, making living in a shitty apartment, but
working at Starbucks, going to school.
We were doing like, we had to like basically like force feed her because like she didn't want to eat and whatnot. And luckily
our vet pretty much told us like, if you don't take her to the ER, like she probably won't live. But I previously worked at a vet clinic as like a vet tech, and I treated dogs for this before. So I like took off work for like a week so I could just stay home and like make her take all of her medicine and make sure there was always someone with her. And
and so crazy. We got her, and she recovered from parvo, and we were doing all the responsible things and whatnot, and we had adopted her, and when we had actually adopted her, they told us she was a chocolate lab mix.
Yeah, they really didn't know.
Which she is not. She is like German Shepherd.
Her ears started going up at like 8 weeks, and we were like, y'all are dumb.
Yeah, and so
or I guess 12 weeks.
Yeah, so we had got her thinking she was a chocolate lab. She ended up being like a German Shepherd. She's got some other stuff in there, but she needs a lot of exercise, and like we were doing the best we could, but like she really didn't have like someone to like play with.
Yeah,
like anytime she wanted to play. So we came to the conclusion we're gonna get another dog. And
but also during that 16 weeks, just one thing.
Oh yeah.
During the 16 weeks, since she couldn't go outside and she couldn't do much, that's like the key juvenile socialization period for puppies is around that time, and so she missed out on all of that, and so she had major issues with meeting new people and new dogs, and we had to take her to training classes, and she had to get a personal trainer for like a few months.
Yeah.
Just to be able to like see people and not like lunge at them.
Yeah.
Because
she was just like very defensive.
Couldn't see people because of her parvo. She couldn't leave the house and couldn't go in public places.
Her first basically 16 weeks of her life.
Yeah.
Her world was our apartment.
Yeah.
And like she didn't go outside because we didn't want to get other dogs sick and whatnot.
Yeah. And so like that's like something to risk when getting a dog from a pound, especially a pound where there isn't a lot of funds and maybe there's a rash of parvo through all of the puppies that you don't know about until you realize your puppy's dying.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're already like crazy attached to it. You know, you've had it for 3 days.
Yeah. And so it was she needed more socialization and she needed more exercise.
Yeah.
So we were just like, we're going to get another dog. And like, if you get a dog from a pound, you don't know what you're getting all the time. And, they're playing right now.
Yeah. They love each other.
and whatnot. And also, like, German Shepherds are very fast. German Shepherds are very strong. You need a big dog.
And German Shepherds are... She's not quite a German Shepherd. She's a mix of a few things. But pretty much the temperament that she has, her personal trainer helped us with this. And there's also, like, a lot of resources online that you can use. There are, like, a few breeds that she was compatible to live with.
That was, it was like...
It's like the most compatible for her was another of herself, and it was only an 8 out of 10. You know, like it's...
Yeah, and I was like, okay, like...
She's not that
getting another one of her would be difficult because we just got her by chance by, like, going to the pound and picking out a dog. Another one, the other top one was a Dalmatian.
Yeah, that was like a 7 out of 10.
Obviously, you're not going to find a Dalmatian in a pound because why would you?
Yeah.
And they're not a common breed.
Honestly, I was kind of scarred from the last time because I was just so attached to her already.
To emotionally go through that again of like getting a dog and be immediately attached to it, where like we were basically like bankrupting ourselves, buying medication and whatnot.
Yeah, we were literally
to like
we were literally like working at Starbucks, like making like maybe $8 an hour. We spent like $1,000 in like a month on stuff for her. Like,
it was basically money we didn't have. And it was just like, and there was a good chance that she wasn't going to live, and that money was just going to be gone, and we just paid a bunch of money to be like emotionally
have our
scarred.
Dog die. Yeah, that's why. And so I literally took off work. I was like, I know I can get her through this. I literally called my job and I was like, I can't work today. Like, I can't. I was like, you need to find someone. Like, I've never done this before. I've never like just called in, but like my dog's gonna die and I'm not going through that. And they're like, well, just like give it its meds and then like go or whatever. Like, I was like, no, it's not like that.
She needed meds like every 2
hours.
Every 2 hours.
Every 2 hours. She would like throw them up and you would have to give them to her again.
Yeah, and you'd have to, we were giving her like Pepto-Bismol or stuff so she wouldn't throw up. We had to like force feed her food. You'd have to like mush it into like a paste and then put it in a syringe to try to feed her.
Yeah.
Because she wouldn't want to eat.
She wouldn't eat anything.
And if she wasn't going to eat, she was going to die from malnutrition.
So like how parvo works is there isn't really a cure for it. Like there's vaccinations that prevent the dogs from getting it. Yeah. But there's not a cure once they have it. So pretty much the virus attacks the walls of the gastrointestinal system. And once it breaks down the walls and gets into their bloodstream, that's when it becomes deadly. There's like nothing you can do at that point.
Yeah, it's over.
So pretty much how your dog can recover from it is if you support their immune system and their gastrointestinal system so that they can fight it off themselves. And so that means they have to have stuff in their gastrointestinal system to keep it lubricated.
Mm-hmm.
And they have to have nutrients to keep their immune system working. And so they have to eat. They have to drink water. And she was just like, nope.
She was refusing.
Yeah. So I was just literally over there for like hours every day, like forcing her to eat and take her pills.
I'm so glad she pulled through.
She's my baby.
Yeah.
I love her so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
those are like all of the reasons kind of
why we didn't want to get another from a pound. And so we wanted a Dalmatian because she was compatible with Kylo.
I did like a ton of research on like responsible breeders in our area. And we ended up finding, I'll give them a little plug, Snow Dalmatians. They're out near Tyler, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And they're an amazing breeder, like very responsible.
Yes.
Trying to really better the breed and does so much good stuff for the dogs. They have like their own like little mansion. They have like a whole facility, and each of like the moms has like a room that's like climate controlled and has their own private yard for their litter. It's insane.
Yeah, no,
they have such a good life.
Yeah, no, I know. I felt
and
so
they can
bad.
only have like a max. Each of the dogs only has like a max of 1 litter a year. Usually, she like alternates them.
Mm-hmm.
So like they're very well taken care of. She really cares about them.
Yeah. She's done a lot. And that's the thing is like what I said earlier is like Dalmatians aren't a common breed. And the reason why they aren't is because of the kidney stones, is because of the hearing loss. A lot of them are born deaf.
Yeah.
So it's like, why would that be a common breed? And it's like, it's just people like her.
People had overbred them.
Yeah.
That caused them to get to that point.
Mm-hmm.
So you need people like her that bring the breed back to what it should be.
You see Dalmatians as fire dogs for fire departments and whatnot.
I love how when you talk about the dogs, you do this little thing with your hand. Where you're like, oh, little dogs.
Well, I'm petting the dog.
Yeah.
You see them a lot for fire dogs because one of the things is that they're incredibly fast dogs.
Yeah.
They can top out at like 40 miles an hour, Dalmatians can. And multiple times, Cass has caught a bunny in our backyard.
Ugh. It's the worst.
Yeah, it's terrible. I hate when he does it, especially when like
he's never like broken their skin or anything.
He just holds it in their mouth. He doesn't.
He just wants to catch it.
He thinks it's
and
a
like
game.
Show it to us. He's like, look, I caught it.
Yeah, he wants to show it like for us to see it, but he does not want to give it up because he's fast and he'll run away from you if you try to get it from him, which I hate. And he's incredibly fast, like I said.
He's like, no, it's my toy. I caught it.
Like,
Kylo couldn't catch it. It's like the one toy Kylo can't take from him.
Yeah. And so I just wanted to point that out because just to show like that's how fast they are. That's how agile they are. So they were used for fire dogs because they could keep up with fire trucks, and also because a lot of them are born deaf, and so the sirens didn't bother them. They were deaf before fire truck thing, but then when the firefighters started using them and they kept breeding them, they were just like, sure, keep
it in. Yeah, why not?
Keep them being deaf because like why not? It doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. We want them to be deaf. It'd be better so that they can't hear the siren and they don't get scared of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's people like her that are, breeding that out. So you can have like a normal dog. Obviously it's probably objectively harder to have a blind or a deaf dog.
Yeah.
So to have like, a breed that a defining factor is it being deaf, to breed that out and be like, no, it can just be like a normal breed. Just let it have
a normal life and
normal
just
quality
be a cute little house dog that wants to play all the time.
Yeah.
But he likes to pretend like he can't hear.
Yeah.
Like I'll call his name and he'll like look at me and then I'll say command and he like looks around like, who are you talking to?
He's like, me?
Me?
No.
I don't think so.
Me? Couldn't be.
But yeah, I think what I was saying before we got into all of that, pretty much us trying to say don't add us for having a dog we got from a breeder.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what we were trying to say. And just a little educational moment, just because I feel like I've been through a lot of courses. Like I know a lot about like the veterinary industry and breeding industry, and what is morally good, I guess.
Right.
And I think a lot of people when they hear breeders, they just assume like it's like the meme. I hate saying meme, but like a lot of people will like make a meme of something that's like not funny.
Yeah.
But like the meme that I see a lot when people are talking about this is like, this is like if you buy like a puppy from a breeder, this is what its mom looks like, and it's like this like pit bull that's like in horrible condition, like skin and bones, but like it's
utter
not udders, but it's like,
sorry, I didn't mean to say that.
Its nipples are like huge and like hanging down, and it's just like looks terrible. And I'm like, no, it's not. That's what a puppy mill looks like. If you got a puppy from a puppy mill, this is what your mom looks like.
Yeah,
that is not what
which we are against.
A reputable breeder looks like. Yeah, I'm 100% against puppy mills for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But AKC registered breeders are inspected by AKC, the American Kennel Club, to get that designation. Like their animals are treated very well.
Yes.
So I just want to be known there's a difference between puppy mills and breeders. And don't add us.
Right.
For going to a breeder.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, what I was trying to get at was Castiel has been this like loving, crazy mess of a dog since he was like a baby. So his breeder, she sent us pictures all the time after we picked him as our dog when he was like 4 weeks old through 8 weeks old. She sent us pictures of all the dogs previously to that. But after we picked ours, she would start calling. So after we picked our dog and named them, she would start calling them by the name that we chose for them so that they would know their names by the time we got them. And so Cass, she would send us pictures of Cass multiple times a week. And so he was over there whenever she would take all the dogs outside to like go play in the sun or whatever. And they would have like their little canopy that they could like hide under, and they have all these toys out to like get used to different sounds and stuff. He would get tired of playing with other dogs like so fast, and he would just go over and climb up into her lap and just lay in her lap the whole time.
Yeah.
And she would like send pictures, and he's just like sprawled across her lap, just like laying. Mm-hmm. She's like, he always wants to cuddle.
Yeah, and it's kind of sad. Like when we take him to the dog park, Kylo will run around with all the other dogs.
Yeah.
Castiel will just run up to the owners of the dogs.
Yeah, he's like, hi.
But when Cass does have that urge to go play with a dog, he just doesn't have enough experience, and he doesn't understand how to, and he gets left out, and it's the saddest thing.
It's so sad.
It's so sad.
We have a friend who will like watch her dog quite often, I think.
Yeah.
Like multiple times a year. He'll come over and stay with us.
We have a couple friends who will watch.
Most of the dogs I feel like get along well with both of them. But one dog that comes over, his name's Buddy. He's a Great Pyrenees mix. Not mix.
I don't know.
He's a Great Pyrenees. And he loves Kylo. And it's kind of rare that Kylo is their favorite out of the two. But he loves Kylo. And he'll play with Kylo all the time. Like, they won't stop.
Yeah.
And so they'll be playing, and Castiel will go out there and try to play with them. And they'll just ignore him.
Yeah,
like they won't even.
Really sad.
It's not like they're being mean to him, right? Like they don't attack him or whatever. But they just like he'll try to get into the mix, and he'll like, swat one of them and like do the play stands, and they'll just like move away.
And they're just like, whatever.
They're like, no, not you.
No, it's kind of sad. I'm like, oh.
And so he just trots to the door with his like little ears held back. He's so sad.
Yeah, he's so sad.
He's like, I guess I'll just get loves.
Yeah, we'll go get some loves from the parents instead. All right. Well, I think that's enough talking
enough about the dogs. I can't stop.
Yeah. They've been making quite a bit of noise out there.
I heard something fall off of a counter, I think. So I'm excited to see what that was about.
Very excited. All right. So we will see you guys in another video, next podcast, whatever it might be. We'll see you there.
Thanks for watching.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.